Now, beautiful people, let's talk about these opportunities we have here today. I will not shout because I was actually busy. If you want to study in Lithuania this 2026, February or September, this is what you are going to do. Okay, first thing first, let's begin with the requirements. And before I talk about the requirements, let us address this question. Somebody was asking me if which countries can he apply. He is 40 years, and according to him, he has a study gap of 16 years. Now, if you have a gap, okay, and you want to move abroad next year, take this my advice seriously. These are the countries you should apply for. As I'm talking to you, someone who is 41 will be coming to the Netherlands soon. Who is 42 is already in the Netherlands. He came about a week ago. Okay, and these people came via me. They booked a call in one way or the other. So if you want to book a call, if you have questions, please check the link below, and also please subscribe to that our channel where we are going to be dropping Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, South Korea content. The link is below. Now, thank you. Like the video as well. So let's talk about the requirements to study in Lithuania. Yes, Lithuania has universities that are open for February 2026. That is to say, you start lectures in February. I'm going to talk about a lot of things here, the requirements you need, the visa application, the changes, the schools. Okay, so stay tuned and watch. If you want to study in Lithuania, you need to have your bachelor's degree certificate and the attestation, like the transcript, not the attestation. But if you do not have your certificate, you can use the attestation of completion of studies. This is for those going for masters. Now, if you want to study let's say you want to go for bachelor's, you need your high school certificates. For Cameroonians is O and A levels, and then for Nigerians you need your WAEC, and in some cases you need an additional, maybe ND, they call it ND, and national diploma, or HND. Okay, because HND cannot give you a master's degree whether you are from Cameroon or Nigeria. In most European countries, especially Lithuania, right, they want to see a bachelor's degree. I've talked about the basic requirements. You need your international passport, you need your CV as well. Then some may want you to write a motivation letter, some may want you to do an online interview, some may want you to also record a video and before then the interview. So it depends on the institution. Some may ask for IELTS, while others may ask for Duolingo tests. Okay, I have two students who wrote the Duolingo, and some are doing but the interview, and like I'm talking to you right now, it is late for September. So because September have started, right, so you cannot move again. You have to prepare on time. Those who already got admissions for February, like I'm talking to you, some of my students already got admissions. So if you think you want to move to Lithuania, of course you can check the booking link below, and then you book a call from there or follow up for there for special application. Now let's go further. We've talked about the requirements, and the next thing I want to talk about are the schools. There are many schools in Lithuania, which include Lithuania University of Science and Technology. You have Vilnius University, University of Klaipėda. You also have Simonavicius University. Is it Casimiras Simonavicius? Yes. Then you also have Vilnius Technical University. There are other universities. If I remember, I'm going to put a link below, but if you don't find it, please inform me so I can indicate, because my goal is to teach you here and give you the right information so that you can move abroad as well. Okay, remember, if your budget is not that big over there, then you should be targeting countries that you can actually afford. Okay, don't go for bigger countries that you cannot afford. At the end of the day, your visa is rejected and maybe you start blaming people. No. Now, for these institutions I just gave you, some of them you are going to be using a central application platform called Dream Apply. Inside Dream Apply, you are going to upload those documents. Okay, then you fill some information, you choose the intake, you pay the application fee, because most of them will charge you an application fee. Then still within the Dream Apply, that is where you are going to be following up. In case you get admission, you have to follow the Dream Apply to know how much you have to pay, and even before knowing how much you have to pay, there should be the information still inside the portal. So it's very important. Keep your user's name and your password very well once you create an account on dreamapply.com. Okay, now we've talked about the school and where you can apply. Let us talk about some differences. Like I said, Lithuanian universities, most about 97%, they do not discriminate with this age differences thing or maybe this gap thing, but a few of them they still talk about the gap. All right, and now when it comes to visa, this is the latest update I want to give you guys. Visa requirements, where to apply for visa. Let's talk about where you are applying for the visa. And before we talk about it, please, one very important requirement is your police clearance certificate. Do not apply for visa without legalizing the police clearance certificate. Cameroonians living in Cameroon, Cameroonians living in Dubai, outside of Cameroon, Nigerians living in Nigeria, outside of Cameroon, I am coming to give you the process. But remember, before, most people were going to Philippines, Dubai, Malaysia, Singapore to apply for the temporary residence permit to move to Lithuania. But now there are changes. Okay, Lithuania has changed where you have to go and apply for it. And I'm going to give you the new countries now. It is actually good news for most Cameroonians and Nigerians, because before it used to be South Africa for free. But well, there is still South Africa anyways. But for Nigerians to go to South Africa, it is not that free, though you can apply for your visa online. I think it's possible. My Niger people, right? It's possible to apply for your visa online. Cameroonians used to go to Philippines, some will go to Dubai, is it United Arab Emirates, and then it wasn't free for Nigerians because they need a visa, but it was free for Cameroonians. However, now the process has moved closer, and these are the new countries you can apply for if you want to study in Lithuania from October 23rd, 2025 upwards. Maybe it can be changed later on, but you need to consider this. You can now go to Mongolia to apply. The process in Mongolia started already on July 1st. So those who are maybe in other Asian countries can then decide on where they are going to. Then the process is also starting in Vietnam on 23rd of October. Then it is also moving to Zimbabwe on the 23rd of October, 22nd. Then it's also going to Ghana on the 22nd, and also Bosnia Herzegovina. Now, my Cameroon and Niger people or Ghanaian people, you do not have a problem, right? Of course, Cameroon people, you can now use the road, and then when you arrive Lagos, Nigeria, you take a car maybe through Togo, then you go to Ghana and apply. Or maybe you can decide to take a flight. Nigerians, it's easy for you, right? I was in Lagos last year, August, when I was going to Benin. So now these are the new countries you are going to be applying for. So those of my people who are supposed to move to Lithuania from next year, 2026 February intake, you are now going to be applying from Ghana. Okay, Ghana is the closest, I think. Zimbabwe is a bit further. Now, remember, I've given you where you can apply, and also there are changes in Lithuania. You cannot move to Lithuania with family, okay? But if you move to Lithuania to study, later on as a master's student, you can bring your family over. It is something that many people do. Okay, so I'm just explaining this so you know, because it is very important for you to put this into consideration. Coming to the visa application part, I've given you the list of schools already where to apply. Let's take a look at visa application. If you are using yourself, then that is fine. Okay, remember, once you get admissions, you have to pay tuition deposit, and once you pay the deposit, that is when you can begin visa process. And now with this visa process, if you are using a sponsor, make sure they give you sponsorship letter, and this sponsorship letter has to be notarized. Now, also understand, and a very important document in your application is your police clearance certificate. And this police clearance have to go through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Cameroon for Cameroonians. Then from there you put in an envelope and send to your university. Then your university will legalize it and send it back to you. This is for Cameroonians in Cameroon. Those in UAE, your process is different. Those in other countries, your process is different. Then those who have been to UAE for less than 2 years, you have to do the same process as those in Cameroon. Then Nigerians, you have to legalize it at the Nigerian embassy. You have to legalize it in Nigeria. Then you also do it at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Nigeria. Then you send it to the Nigerian embassy. That has to go to, from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, you have to authenticate it or legalize it or whatever, but it must go there. Then you send it to the Nigerian embassy in Lithuania. So you need somebody in Lithuania to follow up this. Then when it's done in Lithuania, they will now send it to your school. Then your school will do the final one at the Foreign Affairs Ministry in Lithuania. Then it will now get back to you. Then you do your process. So please do not forget this. It's so important. Start on time, because timing is very important. If you do not start on time, before you finish the procedure, it will take you a lot, because for this police clearance certificate, it's a bit easy for Cameroonians living in Cameroon, because all they need to do is just to probably put it in an envelope and then send to Lithuania. But for you Nigerians, you have to go front and back. Okay, so I hope you understand. We've talked about Lithuania, and I think this is all I have for today. There are schools that are going to be opening. Not all programs are going to be open. So, like I said, you have to start checking now. Some of them are open, some are not open, right? A school like Clapedia and I think Casimira Simonavicius will be opening in next month or upper next month. So please put all of this together, and then hopefully you move to Lithuania. There is no legalization involved apart of this police clearance certificate. Now I'm talking to those who were asking me if there is legalization involved. It's just one document, right? And if you are using a sponsor, you notarize or legalize if you wish. But if you are doing Italy and other places like maybe Bulgaria, you have to go front and back, and the process involves a lot of money, a lot of stress and stuff like that. So I think this is what you need for Lithuania. Please apply now, because visa is going to come from Ghana. I hope you enjoy. We meet again in